It's Christmas Eve, and the Science Fiction Channel has a Star Trek movie marathon on. Yeah, I watched some of Star Trek Nemesis, and I heard once again their talks about dilithium, an extremely hard crystalline mineral. You see, they use dilithium crystals to stop reactions with antimatter. So they use dilithium shields, and yeah, maybe it was Star Trek, but think about it. In Star Trek, streams of matter and antimatter are directed into dilithium to heat up the excessive deuterium gas, giving them a plasma that actually powers their warp drives. Kind of cool if that worked in the real world. But think about what is cool about Star Trek. They use names of places on planets in our solar system, like Utopia Planitia, near Mars's North Pole, when describing the creation of the Enterprise D. They'll take a common molecule formed in the creation of our universe, and use it in their reactions that seem impossible to us scientists in the real world, and they pull off seemingly impossible feats in their science fiction. So I had to check it out. I knew a thing or two about lithium, but is dilithium actually real? Well, yeah, everyone, it is. And dilithium is Li2, meaning that there are two lithium atoms bonded together, and that lowercase I in there means that it's in gas form. But the cool thing, scientifically, as I lost my page, but the cool thing, where to go scientifically, is that since lithium is number 3 in the periodic table, that makes dilithium the lightest stable neutral homonuclear diatomic molecule after the H2 deuterium, which is made along with the hydrogen in the initial minutes after the Big Bang. Because in the scientific world, they find a ton of value in the study of this molecule, probably much in the same way they need it so desperately to create warp drive in the Star Trek to pull off all of their fast speeds. And you may think I'm kidding, but researchers are working on a fusion impulse engine that runs on real dilithium crystals to cut the travel time to Mars from 6 months to just 6 weeks. The fusion fuel they're focusing on combines lithium and deuterium. Is this sounding familiar? Because the one thing I have noticed is that scientists often reflect on their science fiction loves to try to emulate those stories and recreate what their iconic writers and directors first envisioned. So when you look at the technology from the science gadgets you have all around us today, you can thank scientists and engineers, but sometimes you can also thank the writers who planted the seeds of what we have today in the heads of the scientific world. Because maybe we can't beat anyone up and molecularly disassemble ourselves and reassemble ourselves somewhere else, but maybe the original Star Trek communicator was a prelude to our cell phones, and maybe science fiction's thoughts on dilithium crystals forming warp drive can lead us into deep space ourselves. Because, really, we'd all love dilithium if it would help us embrace our race into space, the final frontier.
I like that.